On problem 16, we have our angle, opposite side, and hypotenuse is gone, and the adjacent side. That means we are using O and A. Tangent of some angle equals O over A. Now, to move the tangent over, we need to do the inverse. And now the parentheses are on the 29 out of 47. X equals second tangent 29 divided by 47 equals 31.6, rounds up to 32 degrees. We have the opposite side, hypotenuse is missing, and the adjacent. That means we're using tangent of some angle to equal O over A. We do the inverse to move it away from the X, and it attaches onto the 11 over 40. Second tangent 11 divided by 40 equals 15.3, which stays at 15 degrees. Now on 18, we have opposite and adjacent, hypotenuse is missing. Tangent of X equals O over A. We do the inverse to move it over to the other side to undo the tangent, and X is equal to second tangent, so we know we're finding an angle, 8 divided by 10. 38.6 runs up to 39 degrees. Opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent between the angles is missing. We're using sine of some angle to equal O over H. We do the inverse to move the sine over. And X equals second sine 47 divided by 49 equals 73.5, rounds up to 74 degrees. Opposite is missing, hypotenuse, adjacent. That means we are using cosine of some angle to equal A over H. We do the inverse to move the cosine over to the other side. X is equal to second inverse of cosine 45 divided by 47 equals 17 degrees when I round it up. Now on problem 21 through 24, you're going to need a little more space, so you can use scratch paper if you'd like to. First, in each problem, angle C is a right triangle. So for all of these problems, I'm going to draw a right triangle. Then I'm going to label A, B. So I have all my angles, A, B, C, which means my sides are a little c, a little a, and a little b. Now, I know that A, that little a, is 16. And I know that this angle B is 54. My goal, because I have to solve each triangle, that means I need to find every piece that's missing. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find the angles first. Angle A, I don't know what it is. Angle B, it's 54. Angle C, a right angle is 90 degrees. Now, I know the rule that triangles' angles add up to 180 degrees. So, all of these should add up to 180. If I get rid of the 54 and I get rid of the 90, then I should have the angle that is missing. I just found all of my angles. Those are done. Now I need to find my sides. I'm missing C and I'm missing B. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to have to do two different trig functions because I'm finding two different sides. So if I have 54 as my angle, I can label O for opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. I want to solve, I'm going to pick one side. It doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to try and find B first. So if I'm trying to find B, I want to use a number for a side that's already given. I know that that's 16. So I'm going to use these two sides. When I use A and O, I have to pick my trig function that uses A and O. So I'm going to use tangent of the angle 54 to equal O over A. I don't know what that is, over 16. I want to solve this trig function, just like we did on the last page. Times by 16, times by 16, those cancel out, and B is equal to 16 tangent of 54 equals 22 degrees. Or 22, oh, it's a segment, so we don't need degrees, just 22. Alright, now I want to solve for my other missing side. Solve for side C. Alright, if I'm solving for C and I was given the 16, that means I'm using A and H. A and H mean that I have to use cosine of 54 to equal A over H. Now I can solve the trig function. Times by C, they cancel. C is not by itself yet, so I need to undo by dividing. And we get C equals 16 divided by cosine of 54, 27. So we know the angles, and now we know this side was 16, the B that we found was 22, and the C that we found was 27. And you're done. You just found every angle and every side. Alright, problem 21. We draw our triangle. 90 degrees is C, A, B, little a, little c, little b. We know that A is 15, and we know that the big angle A is 47. I'm going to find the angles first. A is 47 degrees. B, I don't know. C is 90 degrees. So to find B, I'm going to do 180 degrees for the triangle, minus the 47 minus the 90 equals 43 degrees. Angles are done. Now I'm going to label opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. Solve for side, I get a pick. Do I want to solve for B or C first? I'm just going to solve for B first. That means I'm using A and O. That means I'm using TOA. Tangent of 47 equals O over A. I want to get rid of the denominator. Cancels out. Now I want to get B by itself, so I undo by dividing by tangent of 47. And B equals 15 divided by tangent of 47. 13.9 rounds up to 14. And the last side I need, solve for side C. That means I'm using O and H. That would be sine O over H times by the denominator. Now I can't enter that into the calculator, so I need to divide by sine C equals 15 divided by sine of 47, which is 21. I know that side A is 15, B is 14, and C is 21.